Okay, so let us come to this simple topic. Uh, when we have a network of inductors in series or in parallel, how we are going to find the equivalent inductance. And suppose we have a network of capacitors in series or parallel, and how we are going to resolve that and find the equivalent. We already are familiar with how resistances behave in series and parallel, and basically how we found that was based on two very simple axiomatic laws of circuit analysis known as the Kirchhoff's laws, Kirchhoff's current law, and the Kirchhoff's voltage law. Remember that I am calling them axiomatic laws because an axiom is something we don't actually require proof of. So these are axiomatic laws, and that they are so simple that everybody can understand how they what they imply and what they mean. So, for example, a KCL, in the definition of KCL, we have assumed that there are few branches and all are joining at a node. Then the currents entering the node, all the currents entering the node, if we sum them up, we are going to get zero. Obviously, some of the currents would be positive and some the negative. Or we can say all the currents leaving a node, or sum of all the currents leaving a node is zero. And in KVL, we have said that in a closed path with several elements in the path, suppose we don't know what those elements are, then in a closed path, all the voltage rises. For example, if we move in this fashion, in the clockwise fashion, we are going to experience voltage rise. So sum of all the voltage rises in a closed loop or mesh would be zero. These are self-evident axiomatic laws, and we have basically based our understanding of how resistors in series are going to behave and how resistors in parallel are going to behave. So just from this drawing, you can see that if we want to find the equivalent resistance between these 2 points and the equivalent resistance between these two nodes terminals, basically in this case, this voltage should be the same and the current flowing through them must be the same. So basically, which law are we going to use here? The voltage across both of them must be equal to the voltage across this one plus the voltage across this one plus the voltage across this one, which is KVL. And here we know that this current going into this and coming out of this must be the same for this case as well, and we can use KCL here. So all these currents I1, I2, and I3, the sum of these must be equal to I. So KCL basically helps us resolve how an element in parallel is going to behave, and KVL, how an element is going to behave in series. So suppose, okay, in this video, I am going to do this in detail for you for the case of inductor. For the case of capacitor, you can work out on similar lines to find how they are going to behave in series and parallel. So for example, suppose we have several inductors in series, and our objective is to find, and this inductor has an inductance of L1, this inductor an inductance of L2, this one L3. Our task is to find the equivalent inductance in series, let us say LS, S for series. So using Kirchhoff's voltage law, we know that the voltage across this equivalent, let us say this is okay V, and this voltage V1 across inductance L1, inductor of inductance L1, V2 is here and V3 is here. Then we know that this V is actually equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. And for the case of an inductor, we know that V is equal to L di by dt. So we are going to get Ls for the equivalent case equal to di. This current and this current should be equal. Why? Because they are equivalent circuits. We are trying to find the equivalent of those inductances. So Ls di by dt, L1 di by dt, because in series the current is same, L2 di by dt plus L3 di by dt, and we get the series combination of inductances basically yield the equivalent to be the sum of all the individual inductors. So in series, the inductors behave just like resistances in series behave. And you will see if when you do for the case of capacitors that this is not the case for capacitors. But obviously you are going to do that yourself. In parallel, when we have several inductors in parallel and we want to find their equivalent, let us say LP, we know this current and this voltage must be the same as this current and this voltage, and we have L1 here, L2 here, and L3 here, and all these voltages are same, but these currents I1, I2, and I3, and we know for the case of uh, inductors, when V is equal to L di by dt, then I is equal to 1 over L minus infinity to T V dt, or 1 over L T naught to T of V dt plus I at T naught. Any relation can be used. Based on the situation, we can choose what kind of relation to use. So here in this case, we know that this I is equal to, based on KCL, so here we have employed KVL, and here we are going to employ KCL. I1 plus I2 plus I3 is the total current, and here I is equal to, for the equivalent, this I is equal to 1 over LP, an integral, let me use the difficult one, T naught to T V dt plus the current of the inductor at T naught is equal to 1 over L1, for this case only, I1 T naught, same time T V same dt plus current I1 at T naught plus 1 over L2 integral from T naught to T V dt plus I2 at T naught plus 1 over L3 for the third inductor V dt plus I3 at T naught. Now you can see this is equal to, now this term is an integral term. We have integral terms here. Then we have some constants in here as well. So basically we can have a smarter notation to write this. We can write this equal to, so we have three inductors here in parallel. Let us say we have k inductors or n inductors. So we can write this as 1 over L k integral from T naught to T V dt. V is obviously a function of time, plus the kth current value of kth current at T naught, and sum all such terms for k's starting from 1 to n. We have n inductors. This summation sign is on both of these. So basically we can very easily see that this can be written as summation of all the integral terms 1 over L k's plus summation of all the constants, and this is going to be equal to this thing 1 over LP. Now if we can equate both the sides, which obviously is equal, we see that this integral term is equal to the sum of these integrals, and this constant is equal to sum of these constants, and this constant as sum of these constants is nothing but the Kirchhoff's KCL at T naught. So this necessitates that 1 over LP is equal to 1 over L1 plus 1 over L2 for the case of 3 inductors, 1 over L3. So in series, the equivalent is this, the equivalent to equal to their sum, and in parallel, the reciprocal of the equivalent is the sum of their reciprocals, just like the case of a resistor. Now I want you to do the same steps for the case of a capacitor. Take a piece of paper and do all these from scratch. Do not watch this video, one step from this video, and then do that one step for the case of capacitor. Try to see this through this video and then sit in isolation and do that for the case of capacitor as well, so that you know how to apply this basic knowledge and basic maths. For your reference, or you can see the book as well, in the case of series capacitors in series, their equivalent is how the resistors behave in parallel, or the inductors. Sorry, this is the equivalent in series. So you have to prove it. And in parallel, a capacitance grows basically. In parallel, the equivalent capacitance, here the series capacitance, here the parallel capacitance grows basically. And this would also make sense when you will think remember that in the construction of the capacitor we learned that capacitance is also equal to epsilon, permittivity of the material between the two plates, and the area of the plate, one plate, divided by the distance between two plates. So now in this parallel network, you can see that if we can think of these capacitors. Suppose for a moment all these are equal capacitances, so you can and identical capacitors. So you can think of them as the area of the plates have increased 3 times. The distance is still the same. So we are going to get 3 times the capacitor. So you can, perhaps this small tip can make you remember this thing and you don't get confused in the exam. So try to do it yourself and prove it from scratch.